illustration of
Parable.
the sin that he committed, okay, towards Israel. Okay. When you read that, see, verse 7 brings it out. He's telling him something like sort of a parable or a riddle, but he lets it out to him on verse 7. You follow?
You're the man that you're mad at.
Right, exactly.
The man that you're mad at, the story is you.
It's yourself.
But you did because you took from another man's wife.
Something that meant so much to him, his wife.
So how did he end up being mad at himself after doing such a terrible thing?
Well, what David did, okay, to
Yeah, use it for an example.
okay, for one thing, he laid down with a man's wife.
Yeah, use it for an example.
And turn around when he couldn't get him to go home, okay? Okay, where he could
Son in the war.
with his own wife. He didn't go home. You know, he stayed from home. So he didn't lay with her, so they put him out on the battlefield.
Yeah, send him out to
That
war.
was more of a sin. Okay, then when the man died, okay, this is why he wasn't able to build the house of God. His son had to do Samuel, okay, because blood was on his hand. See? So when this Nathan is trying to tell him, the prophet is trying to tell him, okay, that in a parable, in a riddle, okay, where he can understand, where he can say to, he's angry with that person, but actually God is trying to tell him, I'm angry with you.
Exactly. Yeah, and the
Also,
Lord was real angry with it too. He was just most up
Top of my head.
Yeah, and also when men abstain from sex before war, it makes them more powerful. What God would tell the Israelites oftentimes is to abstain from your spouse, which just before war, because it would weaken you.
Exactly.
So and so Uriah, he made that choice not to sleep with his wife that night because he said he's going to win this war. And if he had been probably not on the front line trying to tell the guys what to do, because his mind was real clear, because he hadn't weakened himself in any way, but he put them right on the front line where there would be no mistake that he could probably get killed. It was a deliberate move on David's part to have him destroyed.
And if you continue to read on, a couple more verses.
Yeah, he's Deacon is getting ready to finish it.
Yeah, I had read something in there too where
No, it goes to 17.
I'm gonna start reading. I was just saying I can't remember where it was, but I was reading something about too where a guy was preparing men to do something. I don't know if it was battle or what. He told them not to know their wives.
Right.
You know, until they finish doing
Until they
what.
finish.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that you've come across it, it's going to come to you many times. You'll see it over and over and over again.
All right. Okay, I'm gonna start at 8. Is that right? Okay. Okay. And I gave thee thy master's house and thy master's wives into thy bosom, and gave thee the house of Israel of Judah. And if that had been too little, I would moreover have given unto thee such and such things. In other words, I would have given unto you more and more things. Okay. Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of the Lord, to do evil in his sight? Thou hast killed Uriah the Hittite with the sword, and hast taken his wife to be thy wife, and hast slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. Now, therefore, the sword shall never depart from thy house, because thou hast despised me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife. Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thy own house, and I will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor, and he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this son. So that would be pretty soon, huh?
Yeah. Might be going on right now.
I heard that. For thou didst it secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel and before the Son. Yeah. But you know what? That's how God is. I mean, when He trusts in you and you deceive Him, which you can't deceive Him, but I mean you think you're deceiving Him, then He's gonna bring it all to light before everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And punish you where everybody
Wide
can see you
open,
being punished. You know? Yeah. He don't play. That's tough.
But Jimmy Swagger said, I've sinned against thee, Lord.
He was lying.
Lord have mercy. Okay.
Should I go on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're
I'm
supposed to go
sorry.
to 17.
Oh, okay. And David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. And Nathan said unto David, the Lord also hath put away thy sin. Thou shalt not die. So he said he's forgiven it?
No.
What do you mean by put it away?
Yeah, you can say.
And when it was told David, he gathered all Israel together. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm somewhere
No,
else.
13.
Yeah, you can say it's somewhat of
Would you say that?
Nathan told him, he said, the Lord also hath put away thy sin. Thou shalt not die.
But that doesn't mean he's not going to be cursed.
Okay.
So you keep reading and it's going to tell you, you're not going to die.
Okay.
But let me tell you what is going to happen.
All right. Howbeit, because by this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemies of the Lord to blaspheme, the child also that is born unto thee shall surely die. Okay. And Nathan departed unto his house. And the Lord struck the child that Uriah's wife bare unto David, and it was very sick. David therefore besought God for the child. And David fasted and went in and lay all night upon the earth. And the elders of his house arose and went to him to raise him up from the earth. But he would not, neither did he eat bread with them.
And it could be 18.
Okay. And it came to pass on the 7th day that the child died. And the servants of David feared to tell him that the child was dead. For they said, behold, while the child was yet alive, we spake unto him, and he would not hearken unto our voice. How will he then vex himself if we tell him that the child is dead? Wow.
Yeah, he'll try to blame them, but really this is his curse. You're not going to die, but something horrible is going to happen. And his child died. That child that he had with Uriah's wife, that child died. And it doesn't even say what the sickness was.
Right.
So it can be explained by these doctors or whoever else he had coming in. I mean, he was the king. He could get anybody to diagnose it, but they couldn't come up with an answer, and that's why they were so afraid to tell him.
Right.
Because he was going to blame them and not God.
Not God. But you know what I see in this though is that the God really loved David because he took a lot of stuff from David. You know what I'm saying? And I mean direct stuff because the Lord convened with him, talked to him, and yet he still did what he did. And you can parallel us with that. You know, he loves us. And look at all the stuff he let us get away with. You know, we're not getting away with it because we're going to answer for it. But I'm just saying, he loves us so much that he tolerates all of the sin and uncleanness and things that we do and think. And yet he still has love for us and will still forgive us if we only ask for it. You know?
But like Nathan said, but you ain't gonna die, but you're gonna have to pay for it.
You're gonna have to pay.
That's just like what you do to your body, you know. If you think that you can just keep drinking and drinking and it's not gonna hurt you, God forgives you.
Okay.
But it's gonna cause some harm in your body.
In your body, right. In other words, that's true. He lets things run their course. You know what I'm saying? In other words, you do what you do, and it's going to have an effect.
See what
later on, right?
Cause and effect.
Cause and effect.
Okay. And purity. Guard the content of your thoughts. Don't fill your mind with the world's moral filth. Someone has 2 Timothy, the 2nd chapter, 22.
Flee also youthful lust, but follow righteousness, faith, charity, peace with them that call on the Lord out of a pure heart. But foolish and unlearned questions avoid, knowing that they do gender strifes. And the servant of the Lord must not strive, but be gentle unto all men, apt to teach, patient, in meekness instructing those that oppose themselves, if God peradventure will give them repentance to the knowledging of the truth, and that they may recover themselves out of the snare of the devil, who are taken captive by him at his will.